Camera's all messed up. Hold on, folks. All right, how we doing? Welcome back. Who's the music by? I think it's in the stream. I think it's in the bottom. My hair is messed up. Like I have any hair left, man. Every successful trade I make, my hairline goes back. Every successful trade, my hairline goes back. Morning, guys. Welcome back. Yeah, what happened with the Phillies yesterday? Good game? Celsius on a Friday? How we doing? It's my OnlyFans setup. There's a lot of rich OnlyFans managers, huh? Just shave it. Hey, man. Maybe one day. My dad is bald, so maybe one day. Hey, you got to be confident with who you are, right? You got to be confident with who you are. That's the most important thing. I don't care what you look like. I don't care. It's all about confidence, guys. Very confident in who I am. That's the key. That is the key. Confidence. Confidence. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Interesting day yesterday. We got that nice 44-20 rejection, and we got that very nice 15-450 rejection. Those were our levels, right? Our levels on the NASDAQ were perfect. And on the ES, perfect, right? So really nice downside off them. The 1 o'clock move was off that treasury auction. But, at the same time, the levels stayed validated, which was very interesting, right? A lot of the times you get those levels that stay validated around that economic data. And that is what we saw yesterday. So very clean downside. Congrats if you guys caught it. Shorting under 15,450 on NASDAQ. Also shorting under that. If you guys saw that SPY level, I'm going to go to the SPY real quick. So if we go to the SPY here, remember our SPY our 437 level? So let me go ahead and move this over here. Our SPY 437 level yesterday, which was, you guys can hear me, right? Yeah. All right, so our SPY 437 level, if we go ahead and zoom in on this chart, we were watching that previous Tuesday high, right? 437. We said if we move under that 437, we need to be cautious of looking for a downside rejection. So yesterday, if we go to the 2-minute chart, look what happened yesterday, right? Morning, we broke under 437, rejected. Pretty much all afternoon, we had this low volume nonsense, bear flag into 437, right? And just a gorgeous, right? Look at that. 437 retest. Boom. So, beautiful stuff yesterday, right? Beautiful stuff. Key levels once again, right? Key levels once again. They do the job. So congratulations to everyone that caught that. I wasn't a part of it. I'm not trading at that time, right? I'm not really trading at that 1 o'clock time. But I kept clicking to click into the live. Yeah, Eric, I think that might be user error, my friend. So 437, right? 437, really nice level yesterday on the SPY. So congratulations to you guys that caught that. Let's go back. So today, right? Today we have some demand to be watching below, right? Once again, today we have to be a little bit cautious of the demand that is below. We have some NASDAQ levels, we have some SPY levels, we have some important demand levels that we traded down into yesterday after that big aggressive downside. So we still need to be cautious before getting too aggressive to the short side, right? Into these demand levels today. And so let's just go ahead and start, because there's a lot of talk about here and I don't want to waste too much time. We're going to look at the futures. We're going to look at Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, Google, all the big tech stocks. We're going to look at them all. But I really want to break down the futures here, guys, for you guys here. I'm actually gonna record this. I think I can. All right, cool. So I just started recording. So I'm actually gonna record this because I think this is a good example. This could be a good example for for you guys in the chat, and I'll send this to the chat so we can save this live stream, just this clip, and really break down what happened yesterday, because it was pretty interesting right off the open. All right, and we were talking about this with the group yesterday. So let's jump right into the NASDAQ, guys. Let's not waste any time. It's Friday. I think this is going to be the most important, the most value for your time. And so that's what I'm going to do. So NASDAQ futures, right, yesterday were very different than the ES. All right, it was very different than the ES. So early morning yesterday, the NASDAQ held the 15,360 level, right? And that was this demand level that was from the Tuesday highs. So if we go here onto the 15-minute chart, right? Yesterday morning, NASDAQ, we were watching the NASDAQ at open with the group when we were live trading. The ES broke under 4420 and was very weak to the downside. The NASDAQ would not give up this Tuesday and Wednesday high. It just wouldn't give it up, right? You just continued to see these wick demand bounces off Tuesday and Wednesday highs. And so the NASDAQ outperformed early morning yesterday when you compare it to the ES, right? The ES early morning yesterday was very, very weak. So if I zoom in here on the ES, early morning on the ES, we basically just dropped out of the open, right? We dropped out of the open right back into this 43.92 supply. And so we were under, this was Tuesday highs on the ES, right? We dropped right under that level at open and continued lower at open, whereas the NASDAQ just continued to maintain that Tuesday high. So that was very interesting yesterday. That threw me off a little bit, but I continued to stay long Amazon and Tesla because of this NASDAQ hold, which ended up being a very nice trade, right? Pulling out some profits on a long off this previous double top, turning into demand yesterday morning. So that was pretty nice. However, I understood, right? If you guys were in the chat, right, you listened to me talk live about these futures, I understood that my long idea was only valid up until this 15,460. Right? I'm not going to long this 15,360 level and think that I'm going to get a breakout of supply, right? That's just not what I'm here to do. I'm here to scalp, right? I'm not here to hope and pray that we break out of levels, right? As soon as you start thinking this time is the time we're going to break out of a level, as soon as you start to think that way, it's going to start to go downhill, guys, right? If we are holding 15,360, you either long that level or you don't trade at all, right? If you are trading into supply at 15,460, you either short that level or you don't trade at all, right? You don't go long here saying to yourself, this time we're going to break out of supply, right? And you don't go short here saying to yourself, this time we're going to break below demand, right? That is not a trading strategy. That is simply you emotionally thinking that you are going to guess when the market breaks out of key levels. That's not what you're doing. That's not how you trade, right? You trade off the levels and you go with the direction that the market is giving you risk reward, right? So yesterday morning on NASDAQ, it was a long or it was nothing if we were trading above 360. And yesterday up at 15,460 on the NASDAQ, it was a short or it was nothing, right? It wasn't a long here hoping that you would break out. And it wasn't a short here hoping that you would break down, okay? And so this is very important, right? Because this is how people lose money, right? They long it into supply because they think, okay, this is the time it's going to break out. But it's just the same thing over and over again. Supply rejects, demand holds. So that was very clean yesterday. Demand hold early morning into that 15,450 supply, which we had, right? This was our triple top high. Remember, we go to the 4-hour chart. You guys remember this 4-hour? Remember this triple top that we were screaming about yesterday? Rejection, 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 rejection. 4-hour triple top. That was our level, right? 15,450, 15,460. Look at the rejection that we got off that level. Very clean, right? Now, where are we sitting today, right? Where are we sitting today? This is very important. So we got that aggressive downside. Congratulations to use that, caught that. That is a sexy downside trade. Really a good aggressive action for you. Today, we are sitting, right? We are sitting, okay, we're not going to be talking about Gaza in the chat. The market is not trading because of Gaza. I mean, this is amateur hour here. See you later, 4L. We're not talking about Gaza, okay? Goodbye. So 15,250, right? You guys can see this low, this 15,250, and it's a little bit sloppy, right? It's not as clean as I'd like it here on the NASDAQ. I think I need to move this level down into like the 220 area, because that really is where we had that extreme low from yesterday, right? You see this extreme low from yesterday, this 15,220 area? You can see it right here, 15,220, 15,220, right? That's the level you're watching this morning, right? That's the level you're watching this morning. And so if you break under this yesterday low, right, then we can look short possibly into this Tuesday and this Monday low right here around that 15,160, right? Into that 15,160. That's what I would be looking for today. I have no interest. So typically I would tell you, right? Typically I would tell you, it's either a long here or nothing, which is what I said earlier, right? But here's the reason why I'm not too in love with the long today, right? Because you would be longing back into 50 SMA and 100 SMA today on the NASDAQ. That's a tough one, right? That's a tough one. That's one that I don't know if I could get behind today, right? I don't know if I want to fight that battle today. So I think I'm a little bit more interested in the break and hold under 15,220 today, right? I think I'm a little bit more interested in the break and hold under yesterday's lows. Okay? Because I just don't think that a wick low from yesterday and this pre-market low here is going to provide me that strong of a buying opportunity into the 50, which just rejected this morning. Look at this 50 SMA rejection, and into the 100 SMA. I think the only way I'm comfortable longing this market is a push over 15,360, right? Back above 360. Back above this yesterday low here. I'm not sure I want to be taking longs through this zone here on the NASDAQ. I'm not too confident longing into this sort of zone between 360 and 220. That looks tough. So for me today, first of all, right, let's break this down a little bit closer. You cannot short this morning if you are above yesterday's lows, okay? You do not short above yesterday's lows. We're not shorting at this. We're not shorting here into yesterday's lows, okay? Because that is risk reward negative, right? We're not going to take a short here and then see this happen against us. So if we want to look short today, I would want to get a little bit more of a bounce, maybe up into this 100 SMA, or maybe we even get the retest of the 360 level, right? I would want to see these bounces to get short. Maybe look short here at the 100, look short here at the 360, right? Or if I want to get short aggressive, I would look short on a break and hold under the double bottom low, right? So these are my short entries today, right? But if I want to get, so this is where you have to think about patience and waiting for your setup to come in. If you want to short today, you want to short, a good risk reward, you need to wait for a bounce today, right? Right? And you're not longing this bounce, right? You're not longing this bounce into pre-market highs, into the 50, into the 100, into this supply from yesterday, right? I wouldn't be longing that bounce personally today. That's just me, right? You don't have to take my advice. I'm not interested in this long today. I would be more interested in the push higher and then see if this starts to fade anywhere towards this 100 and towards this 15,360, which is that previous low from yesterday, right? Which ended up flushing down below, right? So I'm going to look for these pushes to see if they fade, or I'll just look for the break and hold under yesterday lows, which could be very nice. You could potentially catch a long entry today, right? Off this low, right? I think it's possible. If you're very precise, you probably could get a long near here, right? You could probably get a long around here. It might be a little bit difficult. It might just be a little bit difficult to get a real upside continuation there. But there could be some short-term scalps off this little NASDAQ double bottom demand around this 15,220 area. Something you could be watching. All right. If we break down, I think your next demand comes in around this Tuesday low, right around here, and then this Monday little intraday low, or this end of day sort of hold, and then of course the Friday high, right? That's really my next zone that you're watching, right? Right in this 15,160 area. It's Friday highs, this Monday support, and then this Tuesday low is all around this 15,160 zone. That would really be your next level to watch. Overall, right, when we look at this chart, head and shoulder, possibly, right? Little head and shoulder formation. If I go back to the 30-minute chart, I would say the key break here, the key break to get really some downside continuation is probably going to be, I'm thinking it's this Friday high here, right? Right here. This Friday high, this Monday low, this Tuesday low. I think that's probably your key level, right? Your key level, right? That's probably your key level, that 15,160. Head and shoulder, very interesting. Hari Krishna Desare. I'm looking at the NASDAQ right now, man. I'm doing my NASDAQ analysis. You can watch what I provide. That's all I can provide to you. Okay. Yeah, 15,217, 15,220. That's yesterday's lows. Watch that. You got the 50 and 100 SMA above. That's you have to be cautious of that. And then the 15,360, right here. You guys can see these supply highs and this low from yesterday. That's your rejection point today, right? The ES ticker I talk about is not Eversource Energy. It's the ES futures. It's the S&P 500 futures. All right? So I think all eyes on yesterday's lows, guys. All eyes on yesterday's lows. I think that is where you look for that demand hold or that break, right? And if you're going to look short today, I would want margin on my short back into some of these supplies, okay? QQQ. Same exact concept today, guys. And also, here's another reason why I'm a little bit cautious. I'm a little bit cautious on the QQQ here because of the 50 and 100 SMA below. So I'm thinking, when I look at this QQQ, I'm thinking you could be good. You could be due for a trade between 367.50 and supply highs of around 371, right? That's probably where you're trading between today, right? Between 367.50 and this 371 supply on the QQQ. That's what it seems like to me, right? You probably could see this trade today and just sort of close out the week within this channel on the QQQ. You guys can see we have that demand below. Let me zoom back in here. You have that QQQ demand around this 367.50, right? So we're not going to short into this level, right? We're not looking for shorts into 367.50. We need to get below that level, right? We need to get below 367.50 before taking that. And if we get a hold around here, right? If we get a hold around this 367.50, you could look for that potential long, right? You could give it a shot. I'm not saying that that's not the right thing to do, right? You can definitely look for that long off 367.50, maybe for a little gap fill from this overnight session downside, right? You might be able to get a push back into supply. I'm a little bit more interested in the rejections up here, right? I'm a little bit more interested in waiting for this push, right? Not really trying to play contrarian after some of that aggressive downside you saw yesterday. Wait for sort of some weak bullish traders to get into this stock. And then I'm interested to see, do we reject, right, at the previous highs here, the previous highs here, yesterday's lows before the breakdown, and the pre-market highs this morning, right? That's more of my style. I'm a little bit more interested in that today than I am trying to aggressively long this low. So I'm going to look for a push today. I think you probably could get that push. You could long that push. You have to understand what that push is, though, right? If you're trading along here off 367.50, then you need to understand that your long trade here is not a, it's not a, you know, I'm holding this forever long idea, right? This is just a, it's just a short-term scalp off demand, right? And you have to understand that if you're going to trade that. I'm more interested in seeing if this pushes, fades, right, starts to reject, and then gives us that nice downside again today. That could be something I watch. But if it takes hours for that to set up, then I'm going out and I'm enjoying my Friday. I'm not going to sit here all day. All right, next, ES. So, what happened yesterday? We talked about that 44.20. And pretty much all we did was we broke under 44.20, pushed down into our demand at 4,400, 43.90 area, right there. We pushed back into it, retest, and a 44.20 rejection. Really clean stuff, right? Break, retest, Tuesday highs, rejected right here. Very clear rejection yesterday, and bam, that was very nice. Congratulations to any. I would love to see how much SPX puts were up there. I mean, my God, they were probably up a lot. So, really aggressive downside. Where's the ES holding today? Right at the 43.65 level, right? Right here. 43.65. You guys can see right here. Previous demand lows. You have that demand low from yesterday, and you have the demand low in the pre-market today, right? So, this could be dangerous for those that are shorting the market because of Gaza, because of inflation's too high, right? I'm shorting the market because the market needs to go lower, right? These are the type of people that lose money, right? So you can't short today if the ES is above 43.65, right? We can't short today if the ES is above 43.65. That's the important part, right? We have to make sure we pay attention to where that demand low is. So 43.65, right, is that 20 SMA, right? It's that 20 SMA, and it's the demand that we need to be paying attention to today. I would be cautious shorting, right? If we look at this, look at what's going on this morning in the pre-market, right? We are sitting right at the 20 SMA. We bounced right off the 20 SMA this morning, right? So very important. We cannot be looking short into that level today. We need to see it break. We need to see a hold below if we're going to take shorts near this low, right? Now, what I would be more interested in is a retest, right? A retest of this high, right? 43.90 area. Retest this supply high, or if we get more upside, maybe even retest our 44.20 level, right? That is where I'd be more interested in some short entries, right? If we get that pop into supply, right? So I'm going to watch 43.90, right? That's that pre-market high. That's that yesterday low. I'll watch this supply here. If we get above that, then I'm going to be watching that 44.20. If you get above 43.90 and you get back above that yesterday intraday low, there probably could be some upside opportunities there to watch around that 43.90. So I'd watch that, right here. This low, 43.90, and that pre-market high. This pre-market high, I think, is going to be a very important level to watch today, guys. Pre-market high. I would not be longing here. I would not be shorting here. And I would not be taking trades in general in the middle of a channel, right? So as of right now, there's no trade on the ES. You need to wait for it to push into the supply or push down into demand, right? And then we see what the reactions are at that 20 SMA demand or that pre-market high supply. And then we react to what we see, all right? So that's what we're waiting for on the ES, 43.92, and then that 43.65. Yesterday, beautiful 44.20 rejection. If we get back into that level, that could be interesting as well, all right? All right, let's go SPY. So yesterday on SPY, you guys can see right here, we had that 437 level on SPY. That's that Tuesday high, right there. 437 level. That's your high on the SPY from Tuesday of this week. We broke below it, which caused weakness. We bounced up back into that level at 437, and that was your nasty rejection right off that Tuesday high. Vicente Guzman, thank you, brother. Thank you, and blessings. Blessings to you, my friend. I appreciate that. So 437, right? There's your rejection. And there's your rejection from yesterday. Technical levels showed it very clear there. Demand now. Where's demand stepping up? 432, right? See this? 432 demand. Yesterday, we held the 20 SMA. And look at the 20 SMA and the 432 hold going on this morning, right? So, where do I think the ES trades between today? To be honest, guys, the ES or the SPY is probably just going to trade between this channel today. But this goes the same as the ES. This is sort of that intermediary level I'm watching today at 435, right? I'm watching 435 as a little bit of a middle of the road level because that is both pre-market highs and yesterday's intraday low before we got the major aggressive slip, right? So you see this right here, 435. Look at where we rejected in the pre-market today, 435. So I'm going to watch to see if we bounce into 435, do we have rejections there? If we do, I'll look for that scalp short. If we get above 435, then we're probably going to trade back into 437 again, right? If we just sort of drop it open, we could get that morning drop, which people short into, right? People short into that morning drop, and then the thing pops off demand. Be careful of that, right? Or we get the drop and hold under 432, under the 20 SMA, which is where you can start to get very aggressive on the short side, right? Under the double bottom low and under the 20 SMA. Could be an interesting short side play. All right. I think we have a little bit of data coming out here. Import price index. I'm not really thinking it's going to move the market much. We'll take a look at it here. NASDAQ. So you can see NASDAQ is holding demand pretty well this morning, right? So we need to understand that, right? This is not a short into double bottom lows here. This is not a short into double bottom lows here, right? There's no way you're looking to short back into this low, right? We need to break that low, or we need to get a push into supply before we can take a short entry today. Dea, coffee and cannoli. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man. I need a coffee and I need a cannoli right now. I appreciate that. So as of right now, data didn't really move the market. Nothing going on really. You guys, I hope you guys understand this sort of concept here. I really do. You know, I try my best to get this across. Your thoughts, your opinions, your emotions, they don't matter, guys, right? You have to just go with what a robot would go with at these levels, right? A robot would not short into these demand lows, and a robot's not going to long into supply highs, right? We can't say to ourselves, market's going to go down today. I think the market's weak. I'm going to short right here, and I'm going to hope that we break the demand lows, right? That's not trading, right? Trading is not... A system of trading is not based off your feelings and what you think the market is going to do, right? The system that you need to be trading on the market has to be a system that aligns with what's actually on the screen, right? What is on the screen and what has the market done in the past, right? What's on the screen, what's actually being printed in the market auction, right? And what can you trade off of? It's not... I'm Vincent Deciano, I'm the smartest guy in the world, and I think the market's going to break down today, right? That means nothing, right? That means nothing. And so whatever you think, right, it's the same thing, right? Whatever you think, whatever your emotions are telling you the market's going to do, it's meaningless, okay? It's meaningless. Trade off what the market has shown us on our charts. Why do we look at charts, right? Why do we look at charts? Why are the charts there? It's data, right? It's data that we need to use to make decisions. Okay? Let's keep going. All right? Let's keep going. Tesla. 1 hour chart Tesla. We broke the trend. Right? We broke the trend. Very important. So, look what this is exactly what I'm looking for today. Tesla, I want us to push into 260, 262, and I want us to reject. That's it. If that doesn't happen, I'm not trading Tesla today. That's the only trade I'm looking for on Tesla today. That's it. I will not touch this stock in this sideways channel, right? Tesla has entered sideways channel, right? You have entered a channel. You are not trading Tesla in random spots today, okay? You are only trading Tesla supply rejections here or demand bounces here, right? Those are the only trades that you look for on Tesla today, okay? So if Tesla gets a pop into 262, 260, 262, I am absolutely looking to fade that high, right? Fade this previous double bottom low, which was previous supply highs, right? And I'm looking to see if you push and reject that level. If it doesn't, if Tesla just rips right through it, obviously I'm not going to take my trade. But if Tesla starts to show me some weakness here, I will absolutely be looking for that fade. If Tesla does not do that, if Tesla just trades in this little nonsense range today, then I am not trading Tesla today, okay? It's either 262 supply I'm looking for or 252 demand, right? And that 252 demand also lines up now with the 50 and 100 SMA, which could be a very interesting long opportunity if we get there, right? If we get there. So this is where, right? This is exactly where you have people that, this is like what we just talked about, right? Maybe Tesla goes down 2% today, right? Tesla drops 2% today. You know, smartest guy in the world says, you know, I'm going to short this sucker. Tesla should be down 10%, right? But Tesla is at previous highs. It's at double bottom demand. It's at the 50 and 100 SMA. This could actually be the best long opportunity for maybe another long into 262, right? So we got to play it off those levels and accept if we're wrong, right? So Tesla 252, Tesla 262, looking to see if I can get to one of those channels today to make a trade. All right. NVIDIA. So very interesting. NVIDIA still in this very strong uptrend, right? Look at this NVIDIA trend that's still holding on. Very strong trend that we've seen on NVIDIA since last week, really. Just this very solid uptrend. Today, NVIDIA is still holding this demand level around this 462. Right? Remember this area that we longed NVIDIA off of on Wednesday? Right? You're still sort of holding up around this, I'm going to call it between 462 and 461. It's right up in here. right? You guys can see previous highs, previous lows, right? You can see that demand that stepped in yesterday, and look at the demand that's sort of stepping in at the lows here today in the pre-market. So if NVIDIA remains above this 461, 462, this could have tendency to move higher, right? However, you need to be long near this zone, right? The further NVIDIA goes up, the less and less that you should be longing this stock, right? You need to be long NVIDIA at the demand lows. And so right now, I would say for me, for my taste, NVIDIA is a little bit too far above, right, to get that long. I would want to see another pullback towards that 461, 462, right, to see if that demand holds again. But you could watch this today, right? If we zoom out, we go to this 1 hour chart, this thing's still holding on. So until this breaks trend, NVIDIA might stay strong. And that 461, 462 demand is pretty interesting. And that's not just a short-term level, guys. Right? If you remember, you always have to remember to zoom out. Right? That's not just a short-term level. That 461, 462 area is this previous 4-hour high right here. Right? And you can see, look, it's holding above it. Right? 4-hour high, 461, 462. And it is holding above that level. Look at these 4-hour wicks. Right? Look at these 4-hour wicks on NVIDIA. That's no joke. So definitely some interesting 4-hour wick demand off 461, 462. If you get any type of market strength, this NVIDIA could definitely continue in this trend. So I would be watching this, right? Big zone here on NVIDIA on the 4-hour. All right. Amazon, Google, AMD, Apple, Meta. I do want to go over Meta first because this is a great example of why you stay patient, guys. This is a great example of why you stay patient, right? What did we talk about on Meta yesterday? We said it's too extended, right? You're just chasing upside at this point and you're pushing right into 330 supply. Well, what did Meta do yesterday? Beautiful 330 rejection, right? Beautiful 330 rejection. Gorgeous. So we pushed higher, we squeezed into supply, major high here around 330, and you can see the rejection that came in. Now, this is potentially your long opportunity, right? This is potentially your long opportunity on Meta, right? So you can see we pushed higher, we held this 318, right? This was a nice little 318 demand hold, and this is a pullback that is now holding at that same level. So this could be interesting, right? Let's see what happens on Meta. Let me go here. All right, let's see what happens on Meta around this 318 level. I would rather be long here and lose money than be long chasing here and not know when to get out and just hoping that it goes back up, right? So this pullback provides, what does it provide? It provides risk reward, right? So a good pullback off 330. We're going to watch this little 318 area, 318.50, 318.60. If it holds this area, which is Tuesday lows, right? You can see right here, Tuesday lows, Wednesday highs. If we hold this area, I actually might move this up to 320. Yeah, I think it's more 320, isn't it? It looks to be more 320 to me. 320, 320, 320 right here. And then look at that, 320. So, yeah, 320, right? 320, we got that 330 rejection, 320 pullback. Let's see if Meta can maintain here today, right? If Meta breaks under 320, then we're looking short side, right? If Meta holds this 320, could be something to watch, right? For a little bit of a dip buying opportunity after a pretty large rally on Meta. All about 320 on Meta today. What's ES doing? Yeah, it's just holding demand, man. I mean, it's holding demand, man. That's all it is. That's all it is. All right, guys. 20 SMA demand. Previous demand here. Demand lows here. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right, just another demand hold. Same with the NASDAQ. Right? NASDAQ. Previous highs, yesterday lows, demand hold. Nice, nice. Makes sense, right? Next level you're watching now, this is going to be big up here. This 15,360. This is going to be big up here. Looks like you might actually see it today. Right? You might actually see that 15,360 today. That could be interesting. ES. Looks like you're going to see the 43.92 yesterday, a pre-market high. If you get above that pre-market high, all right, it could be interesting. It could be interesting if you get above that pre-market high. Or, right, or this is where they trap in the bulls, right? Trapping the bulls this morning. And let's see if this thing fades pre-market highs, right? Let's see if this thing fades pre-market highs. That could be interesting as well, right? All right, Amazon. Yeah, 50 SMA was sick yesterday. Yeah, we nailed this thing. We nailed this thing in the chat. Congrats to you guys that caught this with me. We got in like right when it started to rip. Like literally as soon as it started to rip, we were in it. And this thing was a roller coaster to the upside. What an awesome trade this was. So the 132, once we got above that level yesterday, we longed Amazon with that NASDAQ strength as well. I have that trade recorded live. It's going to come out tonight. I had to push back my video to tonight, so I'm going to post that tonight. This is what I'm watching on Amazon today, right? Look at this. Remember this level we were talking about yesterday, the 120 SMA? Well, you're starting to hold that area, right? This 130.7, 137.5. You got a double top here at 130.75. You got the 100 SMA and the 20 SMA. You got some thick boys over here, right? So I would be watching to see if these thick boys sort of hold up this stock. I would be shocked to see Amazon just sort of slip through these SMAs here, right? You got the 20 and the 100. The green is the 100, the blue is the 20. And you also have the previous double top highs. I'd assume Amazon puts up a fight, right, around this zone. I'd assume Amazon puts up a fight around this zone. So keep an eye on that. Google, 140. Big level today, right? And look at this trend on Google. This is a wild trend on Google, man. If we go to the hourly chart, look at this trend on Google. Solid, solid trend. And so if Google holds this trend, which it looks like it wants to right now, and you get back over 140, right? If I see a 140 hold today, that could be trend low to trend high type trade, right? Trend low to trend high, right? Trend low, long to trend high. Trend low, long to trend high. Trend low, long to trend high, right? And so this is trend low. So if we hold this trend low, if we hold above 140 today, that could be an interesting long back into the 144 trend high. If the market, of course, remains on a strong uptrend. We'll have to see what the market shows us. If Google rejects 140 today, breaks the trend, right, then we get very aggressive on the short side, right? If we start to see this thing break trend, yeah, that could be real nice and something to be watching for short side trades. So for me, I would watch this 1 hour trend. I would do your best to draw it out, right? Just connect the lows and connect the highs. And then watch the 140 today, right? Watch the 140. That's big. Okay? We went over Amazon, Google, NVIDIA. We go AMD, Apple. AMD, Apple. And then we're out of here. And it's the weekend, man. Man, do I want a weekend. I want the weekend. So, what did we talk about on AMD? Did I have AMD on the screen? Yeah, I did. AMD, remember the 100 SMA? Right? Remember that 100 SMA we were referring to? Look at what happened off that level yesterday. So, AMD is going to be very heavy up here, guys. I would probably give up on the longs, personally. I would not want to be longing into 111 and the 100 SMA. That is a beast of a level. Right? So, what I would look for personally is I would wait for AMD to break and hold above that level, which would free up some very nice upside, right? If you get a break and hold over the 100, if you get a break and hold over 111, that's going to free up a lot of upside on AMD. So that's really what I would be looking for. Until then, I'm probably going to retire this name until I see something here. Because I just know, guys, right? I know that there's a quality trade, and I know there are boredom trades. The only quality trade on AMD is to either short or long the 100 SMA and 111. That is where you are going to get the best confirmation and the best continuation on a trade you take. It's right here, right? Anywhere else I trade AMD, it's going to be a chop fest. I have no idea where I'm trading off of. It's a random level. I'm bored, right? I'm just going to take this short because I want to, I think AMD is going down. No, right? The only trade that you should take on AMD is look for the supply rejection of 111 in the 100 or look for the break and hold above, right? So that's what I would be looking for, right? That's the key. All right, last one I got for you guys today is Apple, and then we're getting out of here. I just wanted to point out what Apple did on the longer term yesterday and make sure everyone is aware of that, right? That's all I want to point out here on Apple. Apple has this long term, right, since the all-time highs. This all-time highs, right? Yeah. So since all-time highs on Apple, we've had this 4-hour downtrend. And so yesterday, right, we popped right into that 4-hour downtrend. And guess what else was there, right? Guess what else was at that 4-hour downtrend? Thick Boy, right? Thick Boy was there. So, Thick Boy 100 SMA lined up with the long-term 4-hour downtrend, and that is why you got that heavy rejection there. So today, right, I would be watching to see if Apple rejects that long-term downtrend, be cautious up into that 100, and watch this 181 supply, right? This is very important. This whole zone is very heavy on Apple. But hey, if you can get a break of this 4-hour downtrend, this could get interesting, right? Very key inflection point on Apple up here, guys. Something I'm not going to trade today. It's too much of a... not on a Friday, right? This is not on a Friday type of trade. This is something I'm going to monitor and gain information on for a next week idea. All right? That's just something I'm going to be very closely monitoring. New York, thank you, sir, for free training. God bless you and your family. People watching you, and they click like and subscribe. Thank you, New York. I appreciate that, man. All right, guys. So one last view on the NASDAQ and ES, and we're going to get out of here. Let's take a quick look at what they're doing. So, this is going to be your zone today, all right? This is your zone today. You can decide, am I the one that's going to get chopped to death in this channel today, or am I going to trade off key levels, right? Which one are you going to be today? Are you going to look to short, possibly the pre-market high off a key level, right? Or this 15,360 previous double top high? Are you going to wait for that to get your short opportunity, or are you going to get involved in the chop of death in between this channel, right? So I would wait personally for at least pre-market high, maybe even up into this low around 15,360 before looking for that fade, right? Or I would wait at least for 217, 220 to be long, right? So that's your channel. I would not trade within this channel on a Friday. If you trade ES, SPX, QQQ, 0 DTE, calls or puts in the middle of a channel, I wish you the best of luck, my friend. I would wait for the key levels to hit. All right, same thing on the ES here, right? Where's your key level? You're coming right into it. All right, it's right here around this 43.92, 43.93. So you're right at pre-market highs here. Pre-market highs, yesterday low, right? Key level here. What happens? Do you reject or do you break and hold above? This is the key right here today. All right? Best of luck, guys. I hope you learn something every day being on the channel. I hope you... guys, just always remember, right? I want to make sure I remind people on a daily basis because sometimes I think people may take it the wrong way. I'm very passionate about what I do. Very, very, very passionate. Like, too passionate. And so I hope you guys take the discipline and the things I talk about in the channel, take it with a positive note. Sometimes I can get a little bit aggressive, but it's just my passion coming out, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a good trading day. I hope you enjoy your weekend. How to cancel recurring payments, please respond back here. No, I'm not going to respond here, Vic. You can email me. You can send me a Discord message. You can send me an Instagram message. You can do anything. You could also go to your email where you have
where it sends you updates about your reoccurring payment, and it says, would you like to cancel your payment? You can do that as well. And don't worry, right? If you guys get charged for the Discord and you wanted to cancel, I will refund your charge. I got someone reaching out to me saying that they are going to take a lawsuit against me over a $9.99 Discord monthly payment. Okay? Guys, I don't need your $9.99. I will refund your money, right? If there is a charge that was incorrect, I will get back to you. I will refund your money. I am here every day. You know where I live. I show up online every morning. I'm not here to take your money, right? If there's a problem with your membership, reach out to me. I'll get back to you. I'll refund your money. It's all okay, okay? We don't need to go to lawsuits over a $9.99 payment, okay? Reach out to me somewhere else besides here. I will get your information correct. What was your name? Vic. I'll get it right, man. Don't worry. I'll get your refund, whatever you need. Reach out to me. All right? Thank you, guys. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday. Yeah.